Okay. So today we are going to talk about the IELTS writing and specifically general task 1, which is nothing but letter writing. Okay. So since you are going to migrate in a place where people are speaking English for daily usage for any communication, you're going to write letters also in English. All right. It's assumed that people still write letters, although we don't, we write emails. But it's very similar to what we are writing in terms of emails. Okay. Similar structure. So we have to dedicate 20 minutes of time and the word limit is 150 bare minimum, at least 150. Anything less than that will attract penalty. There's no outer limit, but we'll put the limit as 180 around that. So 160, 170, 180, 190, everything is good. You will be manually counting it if you are taking a paper pencil. If you're taking online test, there'll be a word counter. Now you also, after a certain amount of practice on the actual writing paper, it will help you to understand this particular length of the letter would be reaching around 180, 170. So you need not calculate always manually after certain point. The weightage is slightly lesser than essay because they give you the pointers. So the weightage is not exactly the same as essay. It's not 50-50. It's 40, 60, 30, 70, whatever you call it. So it's slightly easier than task 2 because the letter writing part is something where there's a skeleton which is there. You just have to expand the point, right? There'll be always moderators who'll be checking it and revising things. So if there are two moderators and one says it's 6.5, other says it's 7, only then the third person would come into picture and verify. All right. The points would be from 0 to 9, 0 only if you're absent, and 9 if it is like extremely different or out of the world, unique kind of a structure. All right. We are hoping for a good structure in the band range of 7, 7.5. All right, that's good enough for IELTS migration score. Most of the Indians range in 6.5, 7. Okay, hardly anybody reaches in the band 4 or band 8. No extremes. We are going to divide this into two, formal and informal, but there are formal, semi-formal, and informal structures in general life. So whatever semi-formal, if you're writing to a neighbor also, that's also considered as the formal here. Okay. So basically, these 4 points are very important points which you need to understand, that whenever you're writing a letter to anybody, the person who is receiving the letter, okay, the receiver of it, should feel as if the person who is writing is giving enough details to build the clear picture of the story. All right. The other person is not there on the telephone to ask questions. So you need to have the relevant details, okay, to make the letter connected with a good flow, coherent, cohesive, whatever technically you can call it, right? So basically, there should be a flow of thoughts. So when you're saying to your friend that, hey, can you come and pick me up? I'm coming to your city. The question your friend is going to ask, all those details should be there in the letter. Like, when should I come? Where should I come? Why are you coming to my city? For how many days? Okay. Where you're going to stay. So all these details should be there, not in individual sentences, but again, there should be connected flow. All right. And there's a reason. The first thought here, the first pointer is you to engage in personal correspondence, as if the other person will have these questions and you're already answering these questions. All right. Then the factual information like the time, day. Maybe if you're saying to a hotel manager, I want to book 2 rooms, that the question he would ask would be like, how many people are there? What would be the age group or any particular amenities that you're looking out for? So these are the date and time and place, especially these are the factual information pieces. But other things are also very important, like your likes and dislikes, the third point. When you're writing to a hotel manager about your preferences, veg or non-veg, morning and evening checkout timings, maybe you're talking about your pet availability of a room with pets facility, something like that. Okay. Pets allowed, not allowed. So you need to express your needs, wants, likes, and dislikes as per the question, of course. And finally, opinion. If somebody is asking you that I'm going for history, but I'm confused about computer science as well. So can you guide me? So if you're the writer, you need to understand that you need to write in a way that gives clarity to the reader that, hey, he is talking and supporting this side. And he's saying that if you want to do the other side also, either it is a complete no-no, or else you would say, you can do it, but, and then there will be some problems, constraints, issues that he must have highlighted. Do not confuse the reader by saying that, oh, you can do computer science if you wish to, there are ABCD benefits. You can also do history if there are EFG benefits. Now, the reader is not coming to a conclusion once again, right? That's the concern. Till now, all clear? Both of you? Anything
Yes.
to ask? Understand? All good?
Yeah.
All right. The question which I've been taking generally in the class is this, but since both of you have attended before or have taken this, so I'll take one more sample, okay, which is not written, but it's here, complaint. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try to learn by writing. Okay, so you ordered a new checkbook from your bank 2 weeks ago, but you have received nothing. A very common scenario, right? When you are writing to some service and you don't get that service, that product or service. Write a letter to the manager complaining about the bad service. So when I get the question in the examination, I spend almost a minute's time to understand whether it is a question which is formal or informal structure. So at the moment I read this as a bank and I read that, I'm writing to a bank, to a manager, I understand the formal structure. Okay. I need not read about it because I know if I've not received the checkbook, the typical pointers would be like what you did, when did you order, and then what has to be done, what solution you're expecting, something like that. Okay. So don't waste your time in reading the entire pointers and the letters and then start thinking. The moment you read the first line, start thinking, how should I open the topic to the manager? Okay, so you'll not write to manager. In the letter writing, in actual letter writing, we write like that. Here you're going to simply start by, dear, let's participate now in the conversation. Dear,
Sir, madam.
yeah, write anyone in the examination. In the real life, yes, it's important to know the gender of the person. In the examination, you can write one, dear sir, comma. Okay. After that, focus on this sentence and try to rephrase this. It's like, knocking on the door of the cabin, manager's cabin, and you're saying, hello, sir. Then you will say hello. What next? Before you enter, what would you say? You want to give this idea to him. How will you
That I am
explain it?
account holder of this particular bank.
Very good.
And I
Okay.
have ordered checkbook.
Yes, yes, yes. So who you are is the question. Manager is working. Okay. And suddenly when you knock the door, he looks up and looks at your face, but then probably he doesn't recognize you. It's a formal letter. He's not your neighbor, right? He must be having hundreds of customers, thousands of them. So you have to introduce yourself. Okay. I am so and so, so and so. What is so and so, so and so? Your name and surname. Who is a regular customer, account holder of your branch bank with so and so number. You can give the number, you can check that. And since past 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you can say that as well, since 2010. Okay. And then you can say, this letter is regarding, okay, an issue which I'm facing, so that the person understands, oh, this is not an appreciation letter. Okay. Or this is something specifically targeting a concern about the service, right? So it's a negative one. So you understand which issue. Okay. Then here you have to write with the corrected piece that this is an issue which I'm facing in spite of ordering the new checkbook. Now the question is new checkbook. Okay. I had ordered new checkbook. How can I write it differently? That's the time and energy which is demanded, or that is where the time and energy is demanded. Ordered a new checkbook. How can I write this?
Requested.
Yes, I
Requested
had
for additional
requested
checkbook.
for additional. Okay. Checkbook, this checkbook only, there's nothing. Okay. From your bank.
Withdrawal slips.
Withdrawal slips sounds good, but then
It will
slip
be
is a
different,
slip.
I guess.
The slip is
Right.
a
That would
different
be
slip.
paying slip.
Right. Okay. So checkbook, let's keep the checkbook as checkbook itself. All right.
I had put requisition for checkbook.
Yes. Okay. I had applied for requisition of so and so. All right. Then from your bank
On this date.
2 weeks ago.
From your
That
bank
means
on.
from your branch. Okay. Ordered in your branch, applied to your branch, in your branch, at your branch, depending on, what you want to say. And then instead of bank, we are saying branch. 2 weeks ago, precisely you can write date, write the 15 days ago instead of 2 weeks ago. Okay, that is on 15th of March, 10th of March. You can write the date as well. Okay. How did you apply for it? through your online system, through by probably writing
banking.
requisitions, or maybe you would have filled up some form or something like that. Okay. However, instead of but, however, I've not received, instead of received, I have no intimation of the same. Don't write again checkbook. Okay. I have no update, status update. Okay. I have no idea. No idea sounds like bank stakes, right? I have not got any update on this. I've not received it. के बदले क्या लिख सकते हैं? That's what you have to think in that moment. That's it. That's your task. Who you are and why you're writing this letter to the person. The person should understand the scenario. But the person doesn't know all the details, right? Then you can say all the details here. Okay, next thing. So the first thing is, please start writing if you have a pen and paper, or if you can type parallelly. Okay, then we'll work on this. Do you need a minute or so to write the introduction? Dear sir, comma. Write the introduction. 2 sentences. Who you are and why you're writing to me.
See, we can write like this too. I, Mr. Name, and who is
Hmm.
associated with your bank since
Hmm.
2010.
Hmm.
Here, I would like to highlight
Discrepancy in your service. Highlight what? Discrepancy in your
issue.
service. Issue. Okay, regarding your checkbook service. Dispatch of the checkbook. Regarding, you decide what you want to say. Disbursement. Disbursement sounds more like as if you're disbursing loan. Dispatch, delivery of checkbook. If you've written only one sentence, then write one more sentence that this is my first experience, something like that. Hold on. Just keep writing.
We can write like this, no? I had put requisition for additional checkbook on 15th Feb 2023. However, I'm yet to receive response.
Yes, I am yet to receive the response. Yes, no problem. Hmm. Done? 30 words?
Yes.
Good. Now think, say when and how you ordered the checkbook. Now think of a scenario that you went to the
I have
branch.
already mentioned when I have
Details.
ordered. So
Specific details.
I think we should write over there itself. No, I have ordered checkbook on 15th Feb
No,
2023 through net
don't.
banking.
Huh. So if you have written that in the introduction, then you are losing the points. You could have written something more here. So saying that as requested by your customer service or as requested by your bank executive. Okay.
So next para.
Next para, opening, all the details. Okay. You can say usually till now I had been booking it through your branch, but when I visited the branch on last Monday, one of your new branch executives, yeah, one of your somebody, okay, requested me to put it online as it's a new system. And I thought of ordering it because even I wanted to have the experience of online or hassle-free experience, something like that. Give some story for the same point for 2 minutes or in 2 sentences. Just hold on for a moment. Just write. Okay. Sorry, I got a call in between. So you have to give a story that otherwise there's no way to extend it and stretch it to 150 words. All right. Now ask. How do I ask? Chirag, are you there with us? And you have been writing?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm writing actually.
Now ask
Ask
how
how
much
much
long you will have to wait. Okay. Now it should be again
people.
humble.
Okay. Request you, please let me know the timelines.
That's it. One sentence.
Uh,
Make a story out of it. Otherwise, for every point, you can write one sentence.
By looking
And
by looking at the urgency of the matter,
uh,
I request you to process the request as soon as possible and deliver the checkbook within 2 or 3 working days.
right. But then again, you're requesting it. Ask how much longer you will have to wait.
Okay.
Okay. You're asking, not
Okay.
telling.
as per their SLA, how much time it will take?
As per what? SLA.
Yeah, service level agreements.
Oh my goodness.
The way
Don't
we
write
work.
any short forms. Okay. Write full forms. Okay. As per your process. Okay. As per your customer service process
As per
or
your customer
system.
delight services.
Customer delight service. You are into customer service, I guess. You use all these words. Right. Okay. Kindly please check with your system or the executive and let me know how much more time or days I have to wait. Why? Why you're saying all these things? You have to give some reason also how much more time. As I have to further promise the delivery of the
I
check,
have given
or
commitments and
I have to pay my vendors, and also subtly say that I cannot wait for too long. I hope that so and so would happen in so and
since
so
it is
time.
an escalation,
No,
so
no,
can
no.
we?
Don't threaten him directly.
Okay.
Use subtle language. Okay. Use a language where the person would like to work for you.
So this will
Okay.
be third para.
Again, you
Then
can merge these two pointers and make one. If you think there are only two sentences, hardly anything, you can merge this and write, and this can be the last one. If you think that you have enough to make it look like a paragraph, then you can write individual paragraphs also, and you can close this with the last point. This can be the closing paragraph. Okay. Closing para is always the action, point of action. Okay. Ask the manager what action he'll take over this matter. Now, what action do you expect him to take? Basically, your point is what? To get the delivery of the checkbook,
checkbook.
right? Your idea about service should not be that, or about expediting this whole thing should not be that, you should punish or penalize the person, find out who did it. Okay. Don't write any aggressive solutions, right? Try to find out where the whole process is stuck. Okay. So you're requesting the manager to get into the nuances of it, details of it, and try to understand what it is, and assume that this is one of the rare cases where this happens. Okay. And you hope that it doesn't happen or repeat with other as well as you, or not just you, but also the other customers. Okay. And you
So we
hope
can
that,
write like this. So this
hmm,
is the first time I'm experiencing deviation
yes, this is the first time I'm experiencing what? Deviation.
or a delay in response.
Delay in the response. Okay. I hope this is one of the odd cases where your branch had failed to deliver as per the expectations. However, I wish that your service, your regular service, or your high level of service, or your executives continue to
Quality
serve the
services.
customer, quality service. Okay. Or your executives continue to serve us in a better way, or in the same way, something like that in the future. So close it in a good faith, assuming that they will take some action, positive action on it, rather than saying that you penalize that person, you do something about him, you fire him, you'll. Okay. Don't write all these aggressive solutions. Now ask what action. So there should be only one action. You don't want multiple answers for that. So think of one solution. You think that possibly where you must have You have assumed that there would be a glitch. So based on that assumption, you write your solution. So ask the manager. So ask him, I would like to know, how would you resolve my issue at the earliest so that I can get the checkbook before so and so date to clear my pending dues. Also, please try to understand from this experience if all the other customers are also waiting for the checkbook so that we do not experience the same, or we do not get to experience the same in the coming future, something like that. We are just stretching it. We just need to reach 150. And for every point, you have to write 30, 30, 30, 30 odd, 40 odd words. Okay. 44 is a 160. That's how you have to calculate. If you don't reach 40, 30, 40, 30, 40 for 1 point, then we have a problem. Hope this issue gets resolved. Hope I get my checkbook on time.
This will be the third paragraph, the third point. Ask the manager what
Right,
action.
Yes.
right. And close it. Now you don't have to stretch it further. Now try to close it. But before you close it, just count manually. Since you're writing, just manually count. If you've hardly written 120, then your closing paragraph has to have like 40 words. If you've already written 140, 150, then your closing paragraph can be just 2 sentences of 15, 20 words. Count and close. Count and close. Check if you've repeated any words in the same sentence, like request you to request, something like that.
Can we
Service
write like
delivery.
this? Please let me know the course of action you will be taking on the highlighted concern.
Yes, no problem. Which will further help me to plan my payment. Or you can say, hoping that you continue to serve your customer, something like that. Continue that thought. Let me know the action. Why you want to know the action? So write one more sentence. Hope you continue to serve your customers in a delightful way. And I assume that this is just one odd cases.
But I have written in second paragraph.
That's okay. You've written it, right? Somewhere.
Yeah.
So now why you want to know the action? Write one more sentence then. If it is not touching 150, has it crossed 150?
In last paragraph, I have written it should be also noted that handling of such requests must be completed on time, and further request you to take suitable actions to avoid such delays.
Okay. But again, you're telling the manager. When you ask the manager what action he'll take, it's kind of trying to know from him, not advising him.
Okay.
As a closing line, you can say, hope you do something, something on this. But otherwise, ask.
143 words.
143. Short. One more sentence you have to add before you close.
Please let me know the course of action I will be taking on highlighted and
Accordingly, I can plan my due payments as this is the month end, year end, and I need to clear my checks before 30th or 1st of March, something to that. Another 15, 20 words, and you'll cross 155, 160. And then one closing sentence. Hope you look into this matter and expedite the whole process. Firag, asking and telling are two different things. Did you understand what I was saying?
Right, right.
Ah.
I understood.
So always read the
last
question from.
sentence, what you said? Request will be expedite.
I said, expedite. Hope you resolve this issue or hope you look into this matter and expedite the process. Jaldi jaldi karo, matlab. Otherwise, what happens when the manager doesn't intervene? It is just there somewhere, as one of these files, one of these documents, one of these emails, one of these activities pending. Anything which gets highlighted, only that thing gets resolved. Otherwise, it doesn't get resolved. It's almost 2 weeks now. And you should also write somewhere, just to stretch. I'm telling you, just to stretch that. Why are you writing now? Just 2 weeks? No, you should say generally we get the checkbooks in 3 days, 4 days, 7 days. Okay, as per your past experience. But since it's almost 2 weeks, I was concerned and hence I thought of writing to you. Okay, like a story. Think like a story. Don't think like an exam. Think like how you're telling a story. At the end of the day, the moderator should feel as if, somebody's talking to him or her. Okay, telling in a flow. Some story. Story building is a skill. Done? Then
Yes.
one sentence, hope you
Yes.
resolve this. And then yours sincerely, comma, and your full name. That's it. Done. I'll take something which is not there here. Okay. And then in the next 3 or 4 minutes, what we are going to do, we are just going to generate ideas. Okay. So I'm going to show you the letter writing. I'll just pause this and we'll get into generating ideas. Okay.